You are watching the Big 12 on ESPN. More than 14,000 fans have crammed their way into the Coliseum on a Saturday afternoon in Morgantown. And for very good reason, one last chance to celebrate their seniors and a team that has far exceeded expectations. The Mountaineers looking to bang down the door for entry into the big dance. One big reason why, Javon Small, playing his last game at home in their way, an explosive UCF squad with some of the best scoring in the country. There's a look at the Big 12 standings. West Virginia looking to go 500, and with the win today and an Arizona loss, they could get a bye in the first round into the second round of the Big 12 tournament. Welcome inside the Coliseum, everybody. He's Sean Harrington. I'm Pete Souza. Sean, this is the time of year to play your best basketball. Darius Johnson for UCF is doing that.
Yeah, he's been an absolute tear in the last 3 games. He's been a consistent scorer all season long. But he also had a career-high 36 on his senior night with 7 threes. He makes 7 threes. He's a tough matchup because he can get inside and score around the rim as well. He'll be a handful here for West Virginia this afternoon. On the other side, Javon Small has done everything for this team. Scoring the basketball. He's been terrific putting the ball in the basket, but also 20 games of 5 or more assists. So he's got his hands all over this offense.
Johnny Dawkins told us this afternoon they've got to do everything in their power to disrupt Javon Small. That is no small order. Set to tip here from the Coliseum. UCF coming off a win against Oklahoma State. They have won 3 of their last 4 after losing 7 straight. And West Virginia coming off a road trip in Utah where they split a loss to BYU and a victory against Utah. All but in the NCAAB tournament, according to Joey Brackets, but no time to take your foot off the gas, Sean.
Yeah, you want to keep winning, and you make sure you're on the correct side of that bubble, and that's what West Virginia's done. They put themselves in a good position. They want to close out this season strong.
Darius Johnson has been closing things out, coming off a career-high 36, misses his first shot.
7 of 12 from beyond the arc in that last game, so he wanted to get a shot up early, and some of those were contested shots too. You got to have a hand up on them.
Hansberry going to get a shot up early. Draws iron. Here comes Johnson into the forecourt. Darius Johnson, just one of 7 players in the Big 12 to have played 4 years for their school. Keyshawn Hall, one of the most prolific scorers in the nation, comes up short, and here is Javon Small.
Look for West Virginia to push a little bit at times. If they can get numbers, opportunities to score in transition. A team that usually is more of a half-court offensive team. They want to try to get out, take their opportunities when they come.
West Virginia leading the all-time series against UCF 3-1. It's pretty rare, but kind of normal this day and age. They haven't played each other all season long, and this is the 20th game of the regular season. Javon Small gets it to fall.
Great job taking his time, patient with it in the lane, good footwork. Knocks down the mid-range shot.
Whistle and a foul off the ball as you get a peek at UCF's starting lineup. Keyshawn Hall and Darius Johnson have really been the keys to this team's success this year. And they will do it today, too, if UCF's going to win. Mustafa Cham at 7'2", he'll shoot that. Too strong. Hendricks grabs the rebound and will head the other way.
Battle of the boards going to be so important in this ball game. Both teams have struggled with that at times this year. Who can dominate on the glass? That was a focal point for both teams heading into this ball game.
Here is Javon Small, dropping it off for Harris. Small, freed up in the corner, off the mark, no good. Nice board by Hansberry, off the window and in. He'll have a shot at a 3-point play.
Great activity for Hansberry on the inside. And that play was all because Small was open coming off of that screen, so defenders had to help after the miss. Left nobody there to box out. Hansberry did a great job on the glass.
Fouls on Hendricks, his first. Can't complete the 3-point play, and Hendricks grabs the rebound. Keyshawn Hall leads the Big 12 in scoring. Drifts to his right and hands it off to Hendricks. Niels Mikowski to his right and finds Hall. Hall loves to penetrate, enjoys the contact, loses the basketball there. Out of bounds, West Virginia ball. $19 turnovers for UCF in their win against Oklahoma State.
They're going to show some of that 2-2-1 pressure. Try to speed you up a little bit and try to create turnovers.
Another play drawn up for Small, another miss by the super senior.
Well, he hasn't seen much daylight in a couple of weeks. He is the focal point of defense. He's gotten 2 good looks, hasn't been able to knock him down.
Pressure ratcheted up by the Mountaineers. Backdoor, Chom. Offensive goaltending, no call. They'll say the basket is good.
Chom's so good around the rim. A freshman has that soft touch around the basket. Great control there on the lob.
Hansberry. Crowd here is engaged early on. Hansberry with 4 points. The southpaw, Hall, too strong. Nice rebound by Small. Okani loses the handle. Mikowski comes up with it, gets physical with Small, and takes it across half court. Johnson dials from deep. Both teams struggling so far from beyond the arc, 0 of 5 collectively. Buck Harris runs into a double team, finds Javon Small. Step back tray. Small rattles it home.
Might have been his most difficult 3 of the ball game, and that's the one he buries. The step back over Hall.
At the other end, the answer.
How about Johnson? Wide open. You got to find him coming off of a 7-made 3-point ball game. He's got the hot hand. Way too much time and space for Johnson.
Powell dials from deep. Nobody has shot more threes. No other freshman has shot more threes than Powell. And coming on the backside with the tip-in is Okani.
A couple times now we've seen West Virginia attacking the offensive glass.
Hall loses the basketball. Another turnover for UCF. Give them 2 so far early on.
It's senior night as Javon Small, a little step back 3, able to knock it down and then getting some activity on the boards. Okani tipping one in.
Back in Morgantown, early advantage for West Virginia, 11-5, thanks to 5 points from Javon Small, along with 3 rebounds, and deep inside the huddle for UCF, Johnny Dawkins is figuring out how to stop him, but that's nothing that he can't figure out. 2023, inducted into the National College Basketball Hall of Fame, has really taken this program to new heights. First NCAA tournament victory in 2019 has continued to get him in the postseason, Sean. And he seemed relaxed today. He seemed ready to go, but he seemed poised.
Yeah, he's done a terrific job with this program and moving it from different conference to different conference too. That's a tough task. It's a different personnel that you need to recruit, a different style of basketball that you see from conference to conference. That takes some time for teams when you go into a new conference. Yeah, sometimes overhaul your roster to match what that conference is going to do, and he's done a good job navigating this program through some transitions.
We were talking to him about Javon Small today, and he said just nobody switches gears like this guy. We see it there on display. Too strong, they battle for the rebound. Coming up with it, here's Powell, the freshman from deep. Splash!
Offensive board again. West Virginia attacking the glass and then kicking out. Best time to shoot a 3 off an offensive rebound. Why? You're usually stepping into your shot. That time Powell was able to get his feet set.
3rd offensive rebounds for the Mountaineers, and Coach DeVries told us today that's something they wanted to work on. 16th in the conference coming into this. Johnson controls. Shot clock melting down. The senior off the heel. Long rebound comes out to Hansberry. Oh, Javon Small shaking free. Hansberry, extra pass. Gets it back, tees it up.
Some good looks from three for West Virginia early on.
Mustafa Cham banging away on the block. They'll get Hansberry with the foul. Early advantage right now, 9 points for West Virginia. If you're Johnny Dawkins, how are you approaching this right now?
You need to look if you can get some easy ones around the rim. They got Cham on the lob early on. You'd like to see if you can get Hall in some space. He's so good at driving, creating one-on-one situations. He hasn't had much space. See, anytime he catches on the block, they're going to send the double team, so it's going to be congested. Can you get him on an island where he can operate off the bounce a little bit, get to the rim?
Debo Coleman into the basketball game. His shooting woes of late has been very well documented. Just shooting 15% in his last 8 games. We'll go to the free throw line where, as you know, being a shooter and a scorer, that can be encouraging.
No question. You get to see the ball go through the basket a couple times here at the free throw line, but you hope you can just get on the scoreboard here. Coleman, the guy you said just mentioned, struggling to score the basketball in his last 10 games. They've got some injuries right now. No Jordan Ivey, Curry, Mikey Williams not going to be in this ball game, so where else can they get that scoring other than Johnson, Hall? Cham's been good, but Coleman can be that guy who can give him a lift.
74% free throw shooter. Knocks down his first. Can't make the second. And the masked man, Eduardo Andre, into the basketball game. We'll get to the reason he's wearing that mask shortly.
The over-under, how long is he going to keep it on? Or is it going to get tossed to the side here?
Okani too strong. Cham grabs the board, hands it off to J.J. Taylor. The Chicago native streaks up the right side of the court. Johnson spins free. Oh, hard to the hoop, absorbs contact off the window and in.
And that's where he's really good, getting to the basket. Strong, he uses his body extremely well. When he's knocking down shots like he did last game, 7 of them, he is a very difficult matchup because he can go inside and out.
He took KJ Tenner to the hoop there, and that's just a strong senior teaching a freshman something about physical basketball. Small, teaching everybody about follow through, knocks that one down. Eight points early on for Small, 2 of 4 from deep. Johnson trying to keep pace and does. 8 points for him.
Too much space. Again, you're there defensively, but the hand's not up and you have to close out even closer to Johnson. He sees a little bit of room. He's going to take advantage of it.
Oh, here we go. Small, another 3. Give him 11 points.
The senior night, trying to have a special one. He's got that look in his eye right now from 3.
Oh, he wanted that one. Might still get it. Knifes his way into the hole, gets it to Tenner, who collects.
And Hall knows it too. Look, he's out there almost trying to deny at half court. Don't let him get the basketball back.
Oh, in the face of Hall, too strong. Heat check. Tenner, another offensive board. Give West Virginia 4. Yesufu off the mark. 5 offensive boards. 3rd try for Small. Can't give him that many opportunities. 14 points for Javon Small. Supposed to be senior night. Sean, it could be just his night.
He shot the lights out. He turned the lights out in the building. He's on fire, knocking them down from every direction. West Virginia continues to dominate on the glass, find the hot hand. Javon Small makes him pay. He's on a roll.
Back in Morgantown, 14,000 strong, a lot to cheer about early on. 10 second chance points for the West Virginia Mountaineers. Coach DeVries told us today, Sean, That is essential for us to have success. We've got to clean the offensive glass. They are eating glass today. Coming into this game, last place in the Big 12 on offensive rebounding, but clearly they're on a mission.
Yeah, and Coach DeVries has to be proud with the way that his team has come out. You always love when you talk about something and then you do it in the first 9 minutes of the ball game. So he talked about the offensive rebounds, that we've struggled on the glass this year. It's got to be a priority for us, and they've done it here so far tonight.
Johnson finds space, but did so illegally. Are they going to travel? Okay, offensive foul on Johnson. Tenor takes it across half court. And you can bet Javon Small will have the basketball soon. 14 points on 5 of 9 field goals. There he goes, back door. Has done it from the outside, threading the needle on the inside. 16 points.
And a turnover on the other end, stepping over the line. West Virginia's done a really good job of putting Small in those situations where he can back cut. Teams are trying to stay on top of him, trying to deny him the basketball, and West Virginia does a really good job of giving Small space in the corner where he can back cut and then score around the rim.
Yeah, that has been a theme recently. Oh, nice steal off of the inbounds pass by Johnson. And the senior from Maryland off the window and in. 2 much-needed points off turnovers for UCF.
Good job by Johnson reading the out of bounds, running through that pass, and again, finishing on the other end. So strong, plays through contact.
Johnson with 10 of the 13 points for the Golden Knights. Small elevates. He got so high on that and just off the mark.
UCF has to be aware of Small. He comes off that down screen. That big has to show longer and harder so he can't get that open look.
Oh, how about that glorious rebound? Too strong. Nice move, but the finish wasn't there for Andre. Blocking foul called. How did they get Keyshawn Hall involved?
Again, trying to look to see if they can get him out on an island. Can they get him the ball on the wing, top of the key, in space, where he can look to penetrate? Coming out right now to get a little bit of a breather. But he has to be involved in this offense. Johnson doing a good job carrying him right now. They need Hall involved. He can really attack the rim, get into the lane. It's just over 7 free throw attempts per game, which shows how much he's getting into the lane and attacking the basket.
Leading the conference in scoring at 19 a clip, has been awfully quiet today. 0 for 2 so far for Hall. Sincere Harris with the hands-up Harry defense, poking it out of bounds. More evidence that he's one of the best on-ball defenders in the country.
Yeah, he's just an absolute menace on the defensive end. Creates all kinds of havoc. Makes the ball handler uncomfortable, and you better be aware of him off the basketball as well.
Johnson drops it off down low. Wasn't sure if it was for Chom or for Williams just into the game. Either way, another turnover. Tenor, the floater. Oh.
Just a freshman. That's a difficult shot. Good job with the runner in the lane.
5 UCF turnovers. Chom from deep off the mark. And those 5 turnovers have led to 7 points for the Mountaineers. Jonathan Powell finds daylight. Oh, the ball just not bouncing the Golden Knights' way.
Johnson and Johnson fighting over it on the same team. They both had a hand on it. You like the effort. Got to have the communication, knowing the same team.
Harris with the lob for Andre, who has shedded the mask. 6 offensive rebounds. Out of bounds, miscommunication, 6th turnover of the afternoon so far for UCF.
That's Harris on the defensive end again. Just making you speed up, making you uncomfortable. He's always around, Forces the turnover that time.
West Virginia picked to finish last in the Big 12, or excuse me, 13th in the Big 12 this season. Have exceeded expectations, and that's a big reason why. Small to Hansberry for the rim rocker.
Talk about Small there, what an elite scorer he is, but also getting his teammates involved. That time puts it up there. Easy play for Hansberry. Great finish inside.
Another turnover. Javon Small, showtime. Knocked away by Mikowski.
That was a terrific defensive play. Mikowski able to hustle back.
12-2 West Virginia run. Finally, it is stopped by J.J. Taylor. That breaks a scoring drought of almost 4 minutes.
Much needed basket. Taylor able to knock it down. 30% from beyond the arc.
Small showing the skills passing. Hansberry showing the pure shooting. And that's something that's underrated about Javon Small. The assists, almost 6 a game. So unselfish, such great vision. 13-point advantage for the Mountaineers at home on senior night.
Getting anything they want right now on the offensive end. All eyes are on Small. Small puts it up to Hansberry. He knows what to do with it. Finish, and then the outside jumper from Hansberry. Small just setting them up every way possible.
All right. 2025 Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Championship going to feature all 16 teams, and it starts on Tuesday. It's going to be in Kansas City at the T-Mobile Center. That's where it's been since 2010. First round action airs exclusively on Big 12 on ESPN+. That starts with the quarterfinals, or then starting with the quarterfinals. Every game going to be broadcast on ESPN and the family of networks. And there is a look at, if things were to stay the way they did entering today, how the Big 12 tournament would shape up. It's worth noting, too, UCF is going to go right from Morgantown to Kansas City to bear down and get ready for the postseason.
You see West Virginia in that 10 spot. They can get to the 7 with a win. Kansas State lost. They need Kansas to lose as well, and then they would slide into that 7 slot. So a lot to be played out here in the Big 12. Always good if you can get that bye.
How important is that bye, getting that break going into the postseason? I mean, what does that do for a player?
Well, some of it is also looking ahead to the NCAA tournament too, and you want to go on the run. These teams want to win their conference tournament, so if you got to play 4 games instead of 3, it's that extra game. If you get that quick turnaround, the NCAA tournament, you play on a Thursday, you're still trying to get your legs back from the tournament, so you'd rather play 3 than 4 in that conference tournament.
Harris, shot out of a cannon, is denied at the rim by Hall. And an update on that score, Kansas is leading Arizona at halftime at Allen Fieldhouse, 39-30. There is Small. Oh, like a shark circling the basket, couldn't get it to finish.
Almost like he was expecting a little bit of contact on the back end, didn't get it. Harris is all over Johnson right now.
Mikowski. That was halfway down. Toilet wouldn't flush. Rebound there, grabbed by Harris. 18-9 rebounding advantage for West Virginia right now. Coach DeVries told us today they are playing fresh. Had a day off on Thursday after the long road trip to Utah, and we're seeing the burst. A nice piece of it there by Okani.
This team is playing with a lot of energy, a lot of emotion right now. Really ramped up on the defensive end. They are a great defensive team, but they are all over UCF right now.
Keyshawn Hall still scoreless, and it'll stay that way. Small, beautiful vision, great pass. Loses the handle and collects it. 16 points for Javon Small, one of the best players in the country. Finds Hansberry, who moves it to Yesufu. Great ball movement, Sean, you gotta love that.
Everybody gets a touch on that possession. Leads to a great shot in the corner. Harris just can't knock it down.
Johnson too fast for his own 2 feet and denied at the rim by Okani. Here's Sincere Harris. Lay it up good.
Sincere Harris.
UCF, one of their last 7. Scoring drought now is 2 minutes and 35 seconds. 7-0 run for West Virginia. Hall still can't get on the scoreboard. Ball's kicked out of bounds. They say it was last touched by the Mountaineers.
So much time you see that defense leading the offense for West Virginia. And again, getting a run out, easy baskets. A team that has struggled to score the basketball at times this year. If they can get some easy ones off their defense, they want to take advantage of that, get out and run. See the 7-0 run right now for West Virginia.
And West Virginia doesn't necessarily go big as far as their lineup is concerned, but rebounding, they're 22-10, and then 9 against 1 on the offensive glasses make it 23 for 10. Yesufu, like a bolt of lightning into the lane, and gets the teardrop to fall.
Bolt of lightning, the energy, aggressive. They're the quicker team. They're the more aggressive team right now, playing at a quicker pace on both ends of the floor.
Johnson hangs, can't get it to fall. Extra pass, here's Hall. And he'll go to the free throw line, a place where he has spent a lot of time this season.
On the scoreboard, Edward Andre is first, teams 7.
UCF comes into the game today without Mikey Williams, without Juice Curry, or Juice Ivy Curry, and it's clearly having an impact.
Yeah, and right now, talk a player like Jordan Ivy Curry who can make threes. It spreads the floor a little bit more. Johnson and Hall are 2 guys that can get into the lane off the bounce. You don't have those shooters on the floor to space it out. Everything becomes congested on the inside, and Hall missing that free throw. You can see right now just a little bit of frustration. It's very difficult on that end of the floor right now for UCF, and they got to settle in. They got to play their game. I thought the last 3 possessions that Hall's had it, he's got a better look. He's getting that isolation situation where he can get to the basket. But credit West Virginia, great defense, making it difficult for him to score around the rim.
And that free throw breaks a 3-minute and 20-second scoring drought for UCF. Okani spinning on Hall, off the window and in. Nice move. Nice pass from Johnson to Hall is rejected by who else? Buck Harris. Mid-range game from Johnson. Hall, offensive rebound. Going back to the free throw line, and that's what the Knights need.
Got to continue to be aggressive on the boards. It's been a struggle right now trying to score the basketball. Terrific start offensively for West Virginia. Out to a huge lead early.
Back in Morgantown, West Virginia in the midst of an 11-1 run. Their lead has swollen to 23 points. Pete Souza alongside Sean Harrington. Sean, you not only played for Bill Self at Illinois, you coached for greats like Rick Majerus at St. Louis. I always love the Majerus stuff. What would Rick Majerus say right now to UCF about how to get back in this basketball game?
Well, you have to stick with the fundamentals. They're getting pounded on the glass. And Coach Majerus will always say, the game's won or lost on the boards. You know, that's one place where you can dominate, especially when you go on the road. It's difficult to control making shots on the road, but you can control effort, you can control attitude, you can control getting on the glass. They're getting pounded on the glass right now. They got to pick it up on the defensive end. Way too many open looks for West Virginia. Pick up your defense, pick it up on the glass. The rest will start to fall into place for you.
Keshawn Hall is now 2 of 4 from the free throw line, an 82% free throw shooter. Has shot 220 free throws this season, tops in the Big 12. He knows how to get to the line and he knows how to make free throws. But just 50% today. Small! You saw that coming from a mile away, and Toby Okani's eyes were very big.
That time against the zone, 2-3 zone for UCF. Just too easy.
4 assists for Small, averaging just about 6 on the year. Here's another look.
And this is now ball movement as well. Just fastballs at the top of the key. Just way too easy. The lob is open on the backside. Small just got his head on a swivel right now. He's finding teammates all over the court, whether it's in pick and roll situations, driving to the basket, or that time against the zone. Just making all the right reads.
8th turnover for UCF. Back to Small, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Still got 3 minutes left here in the first half. Harris activates, puts it in drive, drops it off, and a nice finish. Everybody's getting involved. West Virginia has made 5 straight. Johnson, much needed bucket there. Give him 12 points.
Well, now the problem is West Virginia with 44 points. For UCF, you feel like every offensive possession, you got to go get 10 points somehow and make the huge play. You got to keep chipping away at it.
And we've seen Small do it from the outside, but the Mountaineers have 24 points in the paint. Yesufu says, let's do it from the outside. Rattles out. Offensive foul. Looks like they got Coleman with the shove. When your name's Debo, they're not going to give you a whole lot of grace.
Follows whistled on Debo Coleman.
Yeah, bump down inside, and that's just the aggressive play from West Virginia to continue to pound on the boards. UCF trying to do anything they can to keep them off the glass.
Small, like the road runner, somehow finds a way to double clutch and get it off. Wide right. Hall, little too loose with the basketball. Harris takes it away, weaving through traffic. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Will stay with West Virginia. 9 turnovers for UCF.
On the ball defense has been fantastic. Off the ball defense, you see active hands, digging, gap defense. So important for West Virginia coming into this ball game to eliminate some of those driving lanes for Hall and Johnson.
Extra pass from Yesufu. Small, jab steps, he is red hot. Like the Jordan logo, but it's a 3. Just about everybody in West Virginia tried to block that shot, altered it. Quiet in the crowd is Johnson, breaking the drought as well. UCF just 2 of their last 12.
And he's been the only offense for UCF here in this first half.
Yeah, you nailed it, 12 of their 20 points. Small again. As a coach, what do you say to a guy like Javon Small when he's really feeling it like this?
I don't think you really have to say a whole lot to him. I think he knows right now he's got the green light. No one's really going to say anything to you if you take one. He's taking good shots. He's not forcing a whole lot. A little double pump mid-range there. A couple possessions ago, but every other shot's been a pretty good shot. So you're happy with the way he's shooting, and your teammates recognize it too. Your teammates usually set an extra screen. They try to get an extra pass to you. You find that hot hand when somebody in your team's lighting it up.
Johnson, speaking of the green light, off the mark. Loose ball foul. Will go the other way, as that was on Williams. Check that, Okani. Crowd does not like it as Okani.
Yeah, I think correction. Yeah, it was on Williams. You had it correct. I think it was relayed to the scores table incorrectly.
40 seconds left here in the first half. Hansberry, it's like a horse shot, way too open. Can't get it to fall.
And too much time, right? He's too open, right? You always hear that. Well, when you're too open, you saw Hansberry actually took a little more time than he normally would going into a shot instead of just catching and rising up and shooting it.
From the corner, Williams had it deflected. O'Connor really playing a big-time role. And there is Chom over the top. A lot of folks around the Big 12 and even West Virginia coaches talk up Mustafa Chom. He's a guy that could be playing in the NBA someday.
Yeah, he's been terrific. First-year freshman, playing in a physical league. He's done a really good job of giving this team kind of that third, fourth option when Ivy Curry's playing in the ballgame as well. But Chom can do it around the rim. They do a good job putting him in ball screen situations. He can step out, knock down threes, and defensively, really good shot blocker as well.
Johnny Dawkins just lights up talking about him. Says he came in at 7'2", probably around 210. Got him up to about 235. That's where he's listed before the season. But he looked at you and said, you know, you can't gain weight during the season. So he's probably only gone down.
That used to be the greatest thing in season. All the ice cream you want to eat at training table. Don't worry about those extra calories. It's impossible to keep weight on in the season. It's been a terrific first half for West Virginia. They want to close it out here with a good possession. Go up against that 2-2-1 press.
And here comes Javon Small. 19 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Staring into the eyes of Darius Johnson. Unselfish, Yesufu. Musket goes off, and so has West Virginia. 47-25 here in Morgantown. Sean, what have you seen from Javon Small to just, again, take it to another level tonight?
What haven't we seen? He's been terrific. He's scoring the basketball inside, out, and then getting his teammates involved. Again, the 5 assists. You see that he's distributing the basketball, making it easy for his teammates to get open looks. Just terrific first half for Javon Small.
For Johnny Dawkins, what's his message to his squad at halftime?
And get after it on the defensive end. Way too loose on the defensive end. Tighten it up on the boards, and then stick to what they do on offense. You can't force things right now.
It's been the Javon Small Show so far from Morgantown. 22-point advantage for West Virginia at the half. You are watching the Big 12 on ESPN. And it feels like we've been watching the Javon Small Show. Pretty good viewing, unless you're a UCF fan. Darius Johnson, he has delivered for the Knights. 15 points on 6 of 12 shooting, but Pete Souza alongside Sean Harrington. Sean, Small has just been lights out.
Yeah, he's been terrific. He set the tone early on. He was aggressive, playing at different speeds, scoring the basketball, getting his teammates involved. And this West Virginia team came out and played with a lot of energy, a lot of pace. Off to a huge first half lead.
Harris top of the key with his team up 22. Down low, so much space for Hall. Kicking it out for Powell. Nobody, or no freshman I should say, has made more threes in the Big 12 than Jonathan Powell, shooting 38% from beyond the arc on the season. 5 assists for Small.
The early triple-double watch for him as Sauer got the points halfway there, assists and rebounds.
Chom gonna dial again from deep, knocks it down. 1 of 3.
He's got that in his game. About a fourth of his shots come from beyond the arc, shooting 28%. Hit multiple threes in 3 games this year. They're gonna need some outside shooting to make a run here in the second half. They're also going to need some stops. They've gone to that 2-3 zone. Now they're switching up, going man halfway through the possession. Tried to give West Virginia just some different looks.
Small runner around and out. Here comes Hall. Just 2 points in the first half. The leading scorer in the Big 12. Mikowski, nice pass. Debo Coleman, strong finish.
Good movement. Ball goes side to side. Couple reversals. And you get the backdoor look. Good start offensively for UCF. Now, can they string together a few stops on the defensive end?
On the block, O'Connor. And Hansberry hustling to an offensive rebound, loses the basketball. Hall streaks across half court. It's almost like he gets energy off of the contact, Hall does, but another turnover, 10th of the night for UCF, taken away by Johnson. Hall hangs, finishes. Quick timeout by Coach DeVries. 7-0 run for UCF over the last 124.
Yeah, and some life on the other side of the floor, trying to chip into this lead. Great start to the second half for UCF.
UCF on a 7-0 run, and there is the straw that has stirred the drink, Keyshawn Hall, and he's going to have a big second half, Sean, if UCF is going to pull off a magical comeback.
Yeah, he's too good of a scorer for them to make a run without him being involved. And you see the numbers that he had at TCU. Shut out the first half, 14 in the second half. See if he can get going here in this second half. And he's a guy that can attack off the bounce, put so much pressure on the defense, gets to the foul line just over 7 times a game. He's already had 4 trips to the line here, so he can score in a variety of different ways. But if UCF is going to make a run here in the second half, continue this 7-0 run, he's got to be a factor in it.
He leads the conference in scoring, and that was just his first field goal so far of the evening.
UCF got dominated on the boards early in this ball game and in the first half. They've done a much better job here in the second half. Going to be a key to the second half if they're going to make a run.
Yesufu has it knocked away by Coleman and Chom. Will stay here with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Small with 19 points and 5 assists with the lob. Hall almost had a chance at 3. Will get a shot at 2 and could possibly trim the lead now to 16.
And you get Hall out in space. He doesn't have a lot of room to operate in this ball game. So can you get him in the half court where he's on an island, or can you get him out in transition here? Something they didn't do much in the first half was rebound. They're rebounding here in the second half. It's giving them chances to run out on offense. First half, they weren't cleaning up on the board, so they didn't have opportunities to run. Much better job for UCF here early in the second half of doing their work on the glass. It's allowed them to transition. Free throws benefit there from Hall.
9-0 run for Johnny Dawkins and the Knights.
A 2-3 zone, and then they switch back to man, usually late in the possession.
Another turnover. 6 of the night for West Virginia. Hall lathered up, finds Chom, who finds the handle eventually. 7'2" against 6'1". Hall from 3, too strong. Rip board by Yesufu. Small reloads. Can't cash in. Big rebound by the 7'2" Chom. Johnson says, don't forget about me around and out. UCF has had some chances to cut even more into that lead.
Yeah, 2 pretty good looks from 3. Hall had a little bit of a mismatch inside that time as well that they could have tried to expose.
19 points for Small. Oh, huge 3 coming for Amani Hansberry. Coach DeVries says he is the key to success for West Virginia, scoring alongside Small. Doing it there.
They love to put him in those ball screen situations, pick and pop opportunities. They're going to be there for Hansberry.
Chom will go to the free throw line. With 15:50, we'll have a timeout on the floor.
West Virginia foul, whistled on
UCF hanging around. 2025 Big 12 Gymnastics Championship takes place on Saturday, March 22nd. Going to happen at the Maverick Center in West Valley, Utah. This year's event features 2 sessions, with the afternoon session starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Coverage exclusively on Big 12 on ESPN+. Then the evening session concludes the championship on ESPNU. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. UCF been doing some gymnastics in the second half to try to get back into this basketball game. Still quite the gap between the Knights and Mountaineers. Pete Souza alongside Sean Harrington. Mustafa Cham at the free throw line, looking to cut into that lead.
If you're UCF, you got to take each 4-minute segment. You got to win each 4-minute segment. They won the first one. They got to win this next one. Then you start to put a little bit of game pressure on West Virginia. If you can get this under the 10-minute mark, you start to get this closer to a single-digit lead. Now taking in small chunks here. Good start for UCF.
What have you seen differently about the Knights' defense this half?
Not as many open looks and cleaning up on the glass. Not giving second chance opportunities.
3-second violation.
3-second violation. So we've got another turnover, 7th of the afternoon. This is the quietest it's been in this building all afternoon long. 14,000 strong.
Foul is called on West Virginia's Toby Okani.
Fouls on Okani. Second foul. Already 3 team fouls on West Virginia. Hall looking for 4, rejected by Andre. And then he cleans it up himself. 43 blocks on the season for Eduardo Andre.
Great defense from Andre and Small, keeping the possession alive, hustling after it.
From the back door, Mikowski picks it off. And now on the offensive end, Statue of Liberty to the glass for 2.
Basket by Mahovsky.
5 turnovers for West Virginia in the last 5 minutes. How do they clean that up?
Yeah, they did a terrific job in the first half, not turning out. They're almost overpassing. They're getting into the lane and they're trying to make that extra pass. It's just too congested in there.
Taylor hanging all over Powell, fouls him.
Taylor is first. Team's first.
Small with a double-double right now, 19 points and 10 rebounds. Oh, Cham denies him, but a foul first. Would have been Cham's 74th block of the year.
UCF foul is called on number 52.
Mismatch. Cham does a pretty good job keeping his feet. He's got him with a little bit of the body. It's a tough ask to ask Cham to move your feet on one of the best offensive players in the conference.
And that is the conundrum, right, when you're playing that zone. That out top, it really gives a lot of freedom of movement to a player like Small.
Correction on the UCF foul. It's called on number 22, Niels Mahovsky is first.
Small does a really good job getting to the foul line as well. Puts pressure on that defense.
That is his 13th 20-point game of the season. 3-time Big 12 Player of the Week, 2-time National Player of the Week. Maybe just out of the conversation of Big 12 Player of the Year, but pretty darn close if you ask me.
Well, he's been asked to do so much for this team. You just mentioned a lot of the scoring numbers. He's also done a really good job distributing the basketball. We've seen him do that here again today. Make it 21 games of 5 or more assists now on the season.
West Virginia doing all this, remember, this year without Tucker DeVries. Lost after 8 games. Another turnover. Here comes Johnson into the forecourt with some contact. Small hits the floor hard. No whistle. Big 12 basketball.
Just careless with the basketball now. Right now, West Virginia. Give UCF some credit defense have turned up a little bit. But West Virginia, just some unforced turnovers as well. Not valuing the ball.
No field goals in the last 2:30. Wrap around inside. Andre on Chom. Makes the extra pass. 3-try from Powell. Splash. Big bucket for the Mountaineers.
He likes to camp out in that corner.
7 assists now for Small. Mikowski, they'll say he stepped on the baseline.
Powell likes that corner. He gets to his spot, gets those feet set. Teammates find him. Buries it.
That's the 11th turnover for UCF at a time when they can ill afford any missteps. Yesufu played for DeVries at Drake.
Players jumping teams this day and age. Yesufu teaming back up with Coach DeVries.
Played at Washington State last year, but his whole season was hampered by injury. And that time his penetration denied by Hall. That one ended up in the executive club here.
Great defense by Hall. Second man off the floor and using that length. Short shot clock here now for West Virginia. They got to be aware of it.
3 seconds. Yesufu inside. Oh, strong take. Hansberry continues to pour it on. Give him 16 points. 7 of 11 from the floor. J.J. Taylor makes his presence known.
Coach DeVries not going to like that. You lay up on one end. 3 seconds later, you give up a layup on the other. Got to have better transition defense.
Clean look for Powell. Can't cash in.
Size advantage for Hall on the inside.
Taylor. Let him get to the rim. He'll give you Stacey Augmon flashbacks. Williams in traffic. Off the glass for 2. Quietly, UCF continues to mount a comeback.
Trying to chip away at it. Need to get stops on this end. A couple timely threes from West Virginia here in the last few minutes.
Tenor hoists. 28 threes tonight shot by West Virginia. They're 10 of 28. Johnson muscling to the hole. 19 points for Darius Johnson, coming off a 36-point outburst on senior night in Orlando against Oklahoma State.
That's where he's tough. He can use that body, get into the lane. Also able to knock down from the outside. It was a quick score. Trying to make a comeback here. They're scoring quickly in transition.
6-0 run for the Knights. Tenor. Powell for 3. Around and out. The door swinging open ever so slightly for UCF. Johnson has it on the string, and eventually it's kicked out of bounds. We'll stay here after a short break. West Virginia hasn't scored in more than 2 minutes. We'll step aside. Coach Darren DeVries played his college ball at Northern Iowa. Was an assistant for Creighton under Dana Altman. And of course, Greg McDermott, and 3 NCAA tournaments. He took them to a Drake when he was the head man, and he has done probably one of the better coaching jobs in all of America, Sean.
Yeah, he's done a really good job here. First year, you mentioned earlier, Tucker DeVries not playing since the 8th game of the season. You're talking about a dynamic scorer, an older guy that knows how to play. And to have this team in this position where they're at right now, last game of the season, this is an NCAA tournament team in a very difficult conference. Remarkable job in year 1.
And if West Virginia were to hold on and make the big dance, it will be the 12th time in the last 18 years this program has gone to the NCAA tournament. It speaks to the tradition here at West Virginia. When you look upstairs and you see names like Rod Thorne, Rod Hundley, and of course Jerry West. Another bucket, 8-0 run for UCF.
Talk about chipping away. Your UCF, you got to chip away. They won the first 4. They won the second 4. They can win this 4. It puts a lot of game pressure back on West Virginia. It'd be single digits then going into the under 8-minute timeout.
Harris, too strong, was tentative, and then maybe put it into overdrive.
Yeah, and it's that off arm, lowering that shoulder that makes that a charge. You see, he extends the left arm.
Johnson got physical, lost the basketball, but the foul will be called on Harris. Boos raining down from the Coliseum floor. And Harris with another foul. That's his 3rd. He'll have a seat on the bench.
And they're going to review it. Harris went up and bumped into Johnson as the whistle was dead. I don't know if it was excessive or not. Talk about unnecessary potentially. And they'll take a look at it.
Versus Brett Smith, Michael Greenstein checking it out on the monitor.
And if you're Harris, you got to be smarter than that. You just got the foul called on you. You got to keep your composure. Can't let the emotion take over. Could be costly here. This is just the common foul. And after the play, when he was walking back into it, he went and bumped Johnson. Don't know if they're going to have a look at that or not, where the video could come from. But it was a dead ball situation.
As it stands right now, Mountaineers at a 22-point advantage at halftime. It has been whittled down to 13. They have not scored in 2 minutes and 53 seconds. UCF on an 8-0 run. And credit to Johnny Dawkins and his staff at halftime, making the changes necessary to get the Knights right back in the thick of things.
Yeah, they've done a good job changing up their defense. They've done a much better job on the boards. That's been the key. They haven't given up second chance points, and then because they've been getting rebounds, they've been able to run out a little bit here as well.
Here is a look at Harris.
Yep. And it is, after the play, it's unnecessary, and that's what they said. So it's a technical foul, 2 shots, ball will be out of bounds. And you talk about a momentum swing here, where you just got to be smart.
And the T, by the way, gives Harris 4 fouls. One of the key cogs in West Virginia's wheel of success tonight is on ice now with 4 fouls, out of the game after committing a personal and then technical foul. And Johnson buries a free throw. 20 points for him on the night. And we now have an 11-point ball game with 9:35 left in the game.
Yeah, an opportunity to cut it into single digits and put some serious game pressure back on West Virginia, who has had their struggles, and they go on scoring droughts at times this year. So the door is open for UCF to make a run.
Johnson and the boys on a 10-0 run. Can they make it 12-0? No, we've got a foul offensive on Johnson. That's his 2nd. But it's huge. Talk to me about West Virginia right now. How can they get back into a rhythm offensively? They haven't scored in almost 3.5 minutes.
get Small involved in some ball screen situations or get him off the ball. They did a really good job of running him off screens where he can curl back into the lane. All eyes are focused on him when he catches it, and then he can be a distributor. But see if they can get Small moving again. Too much one-on-one here.
Oh, nice play by Johnson. Taylor took too many steps. Boy, Darius Johnson, if he didn't leave his heart and soul on the floor in Orlando, he's leaving the rest of it right here in Morgantown. You brought up a great point, though, about Small. 19 points in the first half, just 2 in the second half. Not for a lack of effort, just hasn't been that involved. The good news for West Virginia fans, if you watch Javon Small play, one of his strengths is conditioning. 100 miles an hour, wire to wire.
And he can be an assist guy as well. They finally get him an open look. Good look, not able to knock it down.
Hall smashing his way to the hole. Charge, Javon Small. So many different ways his presence is felt that you don't see even in the box score. 14th turnover for UCF.
Tough one if you're Hall. I don't know if he extended the elbow or not. He likes to get that contact. Really good job at drawing fouls.
Scoring drought now, 4 minutes for West Virginia. Oh, it will extend. The Pistons pumping for Johnson. That ball is on a string and almost went through the hoop. Hustling to the rebound. Taylor, they'll say he stepped on the sideline.
The energy's different though right now for UCF. And they're all over the floor, hustling after it. Trying to get extra possessions, battling on the boards, picking up defensively.
A scoring drought for West Virginia, which we talked about today with Coach DeVries at practice, and you and I talked about offline prior to the game. These have come frequently for this team. Hansberry stops the bleeding.
They needed that one.
Johnson slaloms his way to the hole. Denied! O'Connie with the big-time block, and the crowd loves it. Virginia needed Kansas State to lose. They have. Iowa State victorious in that one. They also needed Arizona to beat Kansas. Right now, Arizona trails Kansas by 7. So if Arizona cannot pull off an upset, or a comeback, I should say, against Kansas, this tournament bracket, as you see it right now, would stay relatively the same for West Virginia, which means, Sean, they wouldn't get that first round bye.
Yeah, still playing in that first day then, and that's a big deal. You want to try to get that bye to that second day. Much rather play 4 games instead of 5. And another turnover.
Yesufu spits up the basketball. And so UCF with another opportunity. And the Knights will travel right from Morgantown to Kansas City to prepare for the tournament. Looks like Yesufu's already ready. Takes it from Johnson. Can't finish. Johnson just really continues to go 100 miles per hour, 100% of the time. Barreling into the forecourt, maybe too much there. Third foul for Johnson, 16th turnover for UCF. It's been like a football game,
Yes,
Sean.
exactly right. Guys are just throwing bodies into each other. It's getting physical, getting a little chippy, a lot of emotions.
If you have conversations with coaches in the Big 12, they will tell you it's amazing the stuff they don't call. Small, shot clock melting down, unselfishly finds Hansberry, The opportunities continue to present themselves for the Knights. Johnson, clean look at a tray. Splash! And the lead is now just 10. I say just because it was 22 at halftime if you're joining us. Javon Small, just 2 points in the second half after 19 in the first.
He's got the mismatch here for a driving opportunity. They want to clear it out for him.
Small, among the big guys. Can't get it to fall, but he'll head to the free throw line.
Foul call number 2, J.J. Taylor, second, team foul number 6.
Yeah, Johnson was upset coming down the floor about getting hit in the head. It's after the shot.
Hansberry gave him, I think they call that like a face rake in the WWE. No call. At the other end, Small converts his first free throw attempt. Coach Darren DeVries done an amazing job this season, orchestrating a turnaround for West Virginia, thanks in part to this guy. East Carolina to Oklahoma State to prominence at West Virginia. On senior night, Javon Small has 23 points. Chom, not shy. Good grief. At 7'2" from about 72 feet.
How about running a down screen for your 7'2" freshman center to pop out and knock down a three? That's the type of confidence they have in Mustafa Chom.
2 of 4 from beyond the arc for the big fella. Debo Coleman doesn't like the call. The lead is now 9.
They're popping out the big. No hesitation, letting it fly. Love the confidence.
Powell at the free throw line. 61% in the second half shooting for UCF, 28% for West Virginia. Mountaineers 1 of their last 9 from the floor. And the woes continue, this time at the free throw line. Great hustle. The ball is saved. Okani. Over the rainbow goes Small, but Okani seems to be everywhere. Debo rattles out. Hall almost had the offensive board. They tangle on the floor, tied up. If it's a jump ball, it will be UCF basketball.
Held ball, possession arrow to UCF.
And it is. A lot of times when guys get hurt, sometimes they'll fall by the wayside. Jordan Ivy Curry has been so energetic on the bench for UCF tonight. Coleman, confidence is kind of gone by the wayside. And it's taken away. Here comes Small. He has done it all tonight. Oh, Johnson says anything you can do, we head the other way. Taylor from the corner. A 6-point game. And there is Jordan Ivy Curry leading the cheers. So often he's leading the offense. Tonight doing what he can. Great reason to be excited, Sean.
Unbelievable run for UCF. Applying the game pressure now on West Virginia. This team looked like they were going to get run out of the gym. They've done a terrific job on the defensive end, creating offense from their defense. Johnson swings it to Taylor. He buries it from the corner, and the bench mob loves it.
14 West Virginia turnovers, leading to 15 UCF points. A 6-0 run for UCF. And Sean, this graphic was designed for you. Chipping away, you said it, you're the coach, and you were right.
Well, you talk about winning each segment. You have to win each segment. You're not going to make a 22-point deficit up in 5 minutes, more than likely. And you can see it's been steady, it's been consistent. And this team's done a really good job of giving themselves an opportunity here in the last 5 minutes when it's winning time.
And a great job by our ESPN crew in the truck coming up with that graphic. Illustrates exactly how we got here in the second half.
Back to man here for UCF. Small off the ball now, get him moving. See if he can create off curl situations.
Another scoring drought. Earlier this half it was 5 minutes. This one almost up to 3. Can Powell break it? Yes, he can. The freshman comes through.
He's had big shots here in this second half. Timely threes from the freshman.
The crowd is re-engaged. Hall, he is 2 off the mark. Taylor has been so active here in the second half, keeps it alive. Coleman hits the deck. Somehow Chom ends up with it, and he's got 2 more.
Great effort possession right there from the Knights. Active on the boards, multiple opportunities.
11 points, 6 rebounds for Chom.
How about the different ways he can score the basketball? Chom on the inside. Baby hook there, knocking down threes.
Small floater. It's been that half for him. Keyshawn Hall. Chance to cut it to 5, maybe 4. Taylor to the hole. Has it knocked away, but he'll head to the free throw line. Rewarded for that aggressive take.
We got great energy, we got great effort, we got a great finish on our hands. The Knights battling, getting the bucket on the inside. Stick around, it's coming down to the wire.
The UCF run has quieted the crowd here in Morgantown, but we've got a new mascot here in Morgantown. There he is, the new Mountaineer, Cade Kincaid. And Sean, he certainly looks the part.
He got the crowd going again. His first "Let's Go Mountaineers" chant. Crowd was into it.
Well, they don't let you touch that musket unless you're official. And that right there is all you need to know. Now let's just make sure I don't want Cade to get a haircut or shave at all while he's got that job.
Great atmosphere in the arena here tonight.
But you can tell UCF
Come on, Mountaineers fans, it's time to let them know how loud we can get.
making a run. Coach Darren DeVries concerned. And so is the great Tony Caridi, the radio guy. I see him right next to him. It's tough to get Tony rattled. His team hanging on. Mountaineers up 7. And it has been a tense second half for the fan base here in West Virginia. J.J. Taylor line drive cuts the lead to 6.
Big minutes from Taylor here, especially in this second half.
What's been the biggest change for UCF in the second half for Coach Dawkins and his squad?
They've turned West Virginia over and they've controlled the glass. So those two things have allowed them to run out, get some easier buckets, and obviously defensively they've done a really good job of slowing West Virginia down.
Pressure extended. The lead at halftime was 22 points. It is now 5. I'll have whatever the Mountaineers had at halftime. Small, shot clock at 3. Can he make some more magic? Way off.
Shot clock violation against the Mountaineers.
Great defensive possession again from UCF. The momentum is completely shifted in this ball game. You got a confident bunch right now here on the road in a hostile environment.
They have not led tonight, and they have trailed by as many as 27 points. Johnson, the maestro, gets it to Chom, who has no fear. Coleman. Brick.
Now it's the balance of running some clock, but again, not being in a stall situation where you can still have a good offense possession.
Can Javon Small reach down deep and find that gear? On the end line. Another miscue for the Mountaineers. 16th turnover of the night. 4 turnovers in the last 4 minutes and another scoring drought, Sean. This one almost 2.5 minutes. Scoring droughts of 5, 3 minutes, and now 2.5 in the second half. Johnson wiggles to the hole for 2.
One possession game. Now you got a restless crowd here. You can feel the energy shift, the emotion out of this arena. You got to find something here on this offensive end. It's too stationary. See if they can get this ball moving and to get Small off the move again. See if he can come off these screens.
Instead, they go backdoor for Okani and bailed out by a foul. Darius Johnson with 26 points.
He's been outstanding. Defensive end, offensive end, leading the charge, getting to the basket.
And West Virginia now, without the services of Sincere Harris, who fouled out just before that last break. Everyone having to do more for the Mountaineers down the stretch. Okani can't hit the front end of the 1-and-1, but Hansberry corrals the loose ball.
We'll run some more clock here. See if they can give the ball up here. Give it up and get Small coming off of a down screen. Get him moving towards the basket.
Into the corner, he defers to Powell! The freshman coming through again! 15 points for Powell.
How about Jonathan Powell? Corner pocket. He loves it in the corners. Great job by Small to find him. Get those feet set, knocking it down.
63rd three-point basket for Powell this season. Johnson's free throw is good. Give him 27 points, the heartbeat of this team tonight. Coming off a 36-point performance against Oklahoma State. What are you looking for from UCF if Johnson can make this free throw?
Plenty of time in the ball game, so you don't have to get the fouls or anything, but they're going to extend this pressure, pick up full court. You still can pick up full court here, but it's just 2 possessions. So you play this one out. See if you can be aggressive, get a steal, but you have to box out on any misses and then attack quickly on the other end.
Yesufu, an extension of Coach DeVries on the floor, setting the table. Shot clock now at 3. Yesufu from Pittsburgh, no good. Johnson controls left wing. Step back. Just short. Chom corrals the loose ball. The 7-footer for 3. No good. They fight for the rebound. Hansberry somehow stays in bounds. And a huge break for West Virginia.
The fans sensing it. 2 really good looks for UCF. Johnson, a shot that he can make, just misses it. And then Chom gets a good look as well from the top of the key, but he can't knock it down.
Powell at the free throw line with a shot at a career high. He's got 15 points on the night. Career high is 17. Can't get it done. Yesufu The feisty Mountaineers keep the ball alive and are trying to put a padlock on an NCAA tournament bid in a miraculous season for the first-year head coach, Darren DeVries.
That's a crusher if you're UCF. Got the box out on the free throw.
Small with 24 points now. And Darren DeVries with a sigh of relief. Credit to Johnny Dawkins and his squad. They did not go anywhere and came out of half like gangbusters. Collision at the timeline. Excuse me, at the hash. Ball's knocked out of bounds. With 12.9 seconds remaining, foul is called.
Checks in for the Mountaineers.
Don't want to foul in that situation. You want that clock to run. Allows Johnson an opportunity to get to the foul line. If he makes them both, you can set your defense.
Powell skies for the rebound, and that should do it. Small with 25 points and an argument for Big 12 Player of the Year as the clock ticks down. West Virginia in an unbelievable season that has exceeded expectations. Their rhythm will roll into Kansas City for the Big 12 tournament.
A little closer than they wanted, but a great ball game from West Virginia from start, right out of the gates. Had the energy, defense, great defense. Offense was clicking, and then made the plays down the stretch when they needed to. Some huge threes from Powell late in that ball game to seal it.
You can't overlook the tradition here at West Virginia, looking to make their 12th tournament in the last 18 years. For Darren DeVries, it would be his 4th big dance after 3 at Drake. Final score here from Morgantown: Mountaineers 72, Knights 65. We all head to Kansas City now. For Sean Harrington and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Pete Souza. Good night, everyone.